Hello everyone and welcome to week 8, our last week of our cartooning workshop. I can't believe it, it's really flown by and week 8 already. It's quite a sad moment for me because I've really enjoyed working with you all over the past 2 months. It's not my last video to you, it's my second last. I will say one last goodbye to you in the next few days, but this one is more topic based regarding our session and our last session, which is cartoon backgrounds, which you see. And we have a bit of an extra addition to this week's workshop session. We have an extra page and we're having a bit of fun with our backgrounds. And as you can see, some cartoon backgrounds have just enough detail to make it interesting without overdoing it or overcooking it. Too much detail in a picture and you can lose sight with the style of cartoon that you're trying to present. For example, with the ocean and desert island background, you can see a desert island in the background, of course, and a bit of a ship sinking in the background. But look in the foreground. In the foreground, I've done a little bit of shading. Things are bigger as things approach you, or in the foreground, things are bigger and recede into the background as in real life. Same in cartoons, but in a simple way with lots of white space, but a bit of shading in the foreground also, and also in the background. This breaks up the monotony of white because white space is great, but also with a bit more detail and in our picture, we need to also break it up with a little bit of shading. As you can see in our two beginning cartoons with the background there, including also the outer space of the planet, and there's a bit of shading in that front planet too. It just breaks up that monotony of the sameness of white everywhere, and without overdoing it. As you can see, I haven't done a lot, just a little bit of detail, so it makes it interesting to look at, and that's even without putting your character in that scene. So that's a little bit of work there for you to practice on. Also roads, cartoon roads, they're pretty fun to play around with. I thought I'd throw that in because it's our last session, and again, you can add your own character, including a vehicle or whatever you like, any sort of car or vehicle that you want to put in, you can pop in there. And again, notice that the road recedes into the background but gets bigger as it gets closer. This is called cartoon perspective. Again, it's just a cartoon accuracy. It doesn't be spot on. We're not doing actual proper landscape style drawing. It's a cartoon landscape, so we have a bit more artistic license to play with. So again, you have a bit of fun with that too. The last page, again, I've done a bit of an interesting mixture in our cartoon background, our cartoon scene also, I guess, because I've added a dinosaur and a caveman. And even though they didn't really cohabit together, in cartoons they do. In cartoons they do. BC is a great old cartoon, as an example, where you get away with being a bit creative. Again, this is called cartooning license and or artistic license. So again, notice how also I've done a little bit of shading in the foreground and the background just to break up that monotony. And now the last part of our session note is a comic strip frame with a bit of a cartoon example of me just saying hello and thanking everyone. And I really hope you enjoy the last of our session notes this week. Over the past 8 weeks, you've created a character, you put facial expressions with hand movements, you made your character talk, you've got your character moving from basic sausage and balloon shapes into an actual moving character, and now we're going to place that character into a cartoon scene with background and comic strip frame. Now, there's so much more also to go with cartooning. The past 8 weeks has just been basic examples and where you get to use your imagination. So I hope you've had a bit of fun. I certainly have. And again, please, it's been a bit quiet lately, so I'd love to hear from you all. So look, send me all your questions, all your examples, and I will certainly answer them all, and look forward to also seeing some of your efforts for this week, and also some other things you might have been working on over the past week or two. Just send them in. Doesn't matter if it's not specific to this week's theme. Doesn't matter. I just love to see all your wonderful cartooning work, and you've all done some wonderful stuff for me over the past 8 weeks, and I really appreciate all the efforts that you put in, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward again to responding to more questions and also some of the samples from this work also. So thank you, everyone. It's not goodbye, it's only a cheerio, and I will also get to speak to you hopefully again soon, the next couple or so days. So this is not the last video, it's the second last, but for now, thank you so much for all your efforts, and keep sending in samples. I look forward to answering to them really, really soon. Until then, bye-bye.